A deadly bombshell struck the world on a seemingly ordinary day. Out of nowhere, the news reached everyone, taken by surprise. A tragic turn of events for which nobody was ready. Everything changed for Jenna Bush Hager in an instant, and she wasn't the only one who felt the subsequent loss. As she went from being a first daughter to a cherished TV personality, millions of people came to love and support her, and they shared it. A fixture on the Today Show for her honesty, kindness, and humor, Jenna suddenly found herself in the midst of her darkest hour. As she broke the terrible news, her normally strong and assured voice quivered. A person she cared about very much had died. At that same second, she went from being a beloved TV personality to something much more, sharing her anguish with the world. She was a woman in deep sorrow. Can you tell me who Jenna lost? How did this terrible tragedy change her forever? Join us as we walk you through the tragic path of loss, the outpouring of support from fans, and the profound messages of love that came out of this unfathomable tragedy. For the simple reason that when tragedy strikes, our bonds with the people we care about grow stronger. However, who is it who shattered Jenna's heart so profoundly? How did her devoted followers react to such a devastating setback? You might be surprised by the answers. Be vigilant. Looking back on Jenna's rise to fame can help us comprehend the extent of her loss. As a member of one of the world's most illustrious families, Jenna Bush Hager was always the center of attention. Jenna Bush was born into a world where the media was always watching her parents, George W. and Laura Bush. But Jenna maintained her poise and honesty even as she was famous. Having been born first, she was more than that. A young woman on her own, she sought to forge her own way. She continued on her path to become a teacher, a journalist, and, most importantly, an advocate for causes close to her heart. She became beloved by many for her genuine personality and down-to-earth attitude. Jenna was already a beloved TV personality when she became a journalist and co-host on the Today Show. She brought a sense of peace and understanding to a world that could be so tumultuous. Jenna consistently gave a human touch, empathy, and relatability to her interviews, whether they were with famous people, about parenthood, or about societal issues. Apart from her family's political history, she had clearly left her own imprint on the globe. A new perspective on Jenna emerged, however, once tragedy occurred. How did the tragic loss that would alter her course in life come to pass? Her book, her persona, and her impact on the public were all profoundly affected by this tragedy. Be vigilant. The death of Jenna wasn't merely a tragic tragedy. A devastating personal tragedy devastated her to her very being. Amidst a world that is always pulling Jenna in many directions, she got news that no one is ever really ready to hear. After Jenna's Nana, her dear grandma, passed away, she felt an immense loss. A pillar of love, knowledge, and direction in Jenna's life, her grandmother had never wavered. Nana had always there for her, providing solace and strength. From the time she was a little girl until she was an adult. To her, she was more than simply a grandma. She exuded confidence, was a friend, and served as a mentor. Millions of people sensed Jenna's grief when she broke the news of her grandmother's death on national television. There was no hiding Jenna's frailty in that instant. She had lost all of her self-assurance as a TV personality. She had lost the grandmother who had been an influential figure in her life, and now she was grieving her loss. The audience shared Jenna's anguish as she told of her Nana's resilience, courage, and unconditional love. Their love was tangible, and her sorrow was honest and unfiltered. But how did Jenna deal with the aftermath of her loss? After suffering such a profound loss, how did she manage to carry on with her public persona? Stay tuned for the next twist in her adventure, where you'll learn how her loved ones supported her during this unfathomable ordeal. Something extraordinary occurred as Jenna confronted her profoundest sorrow. Fans, co-workers, and even complete strangers whose lives she had touched sent an overwhelming amount of love and support. It went beyond just empathy. It was a group hug from everyone who had seen Jenna's career progress. In that split second, the online community went from being a bastion of negativity to a haven of compassion and understanding. Supporters from every corner of the globe got in touch, sending in their own. Tragically, Jenna Bush Hager has passed away, shocking and breaking the hearts of her fans, family, and the general public. The cherished novelist, former first daughter, and TV host was famous for her genuine warmth and charisma on The Today Show, her support for public schooling for children, and the strong bonds she formed with her viewers. Many people are grieving the loss of a strong, kind, and honest woman, and her death has not only shattered the television industry but also sparked an emotional outpouring among her many admirers and fans. A startling declaration. Social media was the first to report Jenna's unexpected death, which shocked many. As soon as the news broke on a Friday morning, social media sites like Twitter and Instagram were inundated with tributes, condolences, and expressions of love and support. The loss was incomprehensible to her devoted fan base and those who had found inspiration in her advocacy efforts. A lot of people felt like the world had lost a bright star too quickly because it was an unexpected time. Jenna Bush Hager, the daughter of George W. Bush and Laura Bush, was brought into this world by famous parents. Being the daughter of a sitting president and subsequently establishing herself as a media celebrity had thrust her into the limelight for a considerable portion of her life. Jenna never let the renown of her family define her, even though she came from a prominent family. She added genuine warmth and realism to everything she did since she was a personable and humble character. An expression of devastation. The outpouring of grief from Jenna's devoted followers has been tremendous. In memory of the late, great TV host, tributes began pouring in on social media. Tragic tweets from followers expressing shock and grief swamped Twitter. The sincerity, enthusiasm, and positivism that she exhibited throughout her time on The Today Show were praised by many who had followed her career. Fans had grown to trust Jenna as a friend, someone who could always make them laugh and feel more connected to the world around. Many others, including famous people, acquaintances, and co-workers, expressed their sorrow on social media. In a touching tribute, Jenna was hailed by her co-anchor on The Today Show, Hoda, who described Jenna as one of the brightest stars. Many who have worked closely with Jenna and seen her commitment to her job and loved ones could relate to Hoda's remarks. Jenna was an angel on earth, and the world is darker without her, said Hoda. Notable figures from the worlds of politics, celebrity chefs, and television news also sent their sympathies. The overwhelming amount of support demonstrated how Jenna deeply affected everyone she came into contact with. The rush of accolades that swept over social media obviously reflected her exceptional talent and work. But it was her capacity to make people feel appreciated and noticed that truly set her apart. Jennifer Bush Hager's enduring impact. The broadcasting world will never be the same after Jenna's death. Jenna became a household name in the United States after hosting The Today Show for so long. People of various backgrounds related to parenting, education, and human interest topics that she featured. Outside of her dazzling TV career, Jenna was a dedicated champion for children's literacy and education, collaborating with groups such as UNICEF and the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy. Perhaps the most important aspect of her legacy is her capacity to use her platform for positive causes. To the people who needed it most, she was more than just a famous person. As a mother of 3, Jenna frequently discussed the ups and downs of parenting, and her openness in sharing her personal stories made her incredibly accessible. Her legion of devoted followers thought they knew her on a personal level, sharing in the highs and lows of everyday life with her famous persona. Jenna's books also showcased her caring personality. Her moving and genuine portrayal of her time spent with a poor girl in her best-selling memoir, Anna's Story, earned high marks from critics. Throughout her public life, she was known for her ability to gently and empathetically bring attention to societal issues. The shock of her unexpected demise. Despite her constant celebrity status, Jenna kept her private life under wraps. There are still many unsolved mysteries surrounding her untimely demise, especially since her loved ones had denied any health problems. The official cause of death is still unknown, although theories abound. The immediate concern is paying tribute to Jenna's legacy and providing support to her family at this trying time. Fans are hoping that answers will emerge shortly. Those who loved her are still reeling from the shock of her untimely death. It was like losing a member of one's own family, according to several fans. The loss of Jenna feels personal now because she had become such a wonderful influence on so many people's lives. Fans are trying to come to terms with the fact that the artist who brought them joy, sadness, and deep contemplation is no longer physically there. Remembrances and celebrations. In the days after her passing, Jenna's admirers have banded together in tribute to her. Many have spoken about the impact Jenna had on their life and shared images and videos of her. Her charitable work will live on thanks to the efforts of her devoted followers, who have launched fundraising campaigns in her honor. As admirers and friends of the TV personality and philanthropist continue to pour their hearts out for Bush, the hashtag #JennaBushHager Forever has taken over social media. Fans are organizing memorial parties and get-togethers to honor Jenna's life, in addition to the tributes offered online. Those who were close to her will have an opportunity to gather at these gatherings to remember a woman whose presence improved the world and to express their thoughts and feelings about her. In summary, the world is in shock over Jenna Bush Hager's passing, and the outpouring of sorrow from her followers is a reflection of the profound impact she had on so many lives. Those who knew her, either in person or from her television appearances, feel a hole in their hearts with her loss. The world will be grieving the passing of a remarkable woman who affected people in both their personal and public lives for the foreseeable future. Those lucky enough to have known Jenna and the charity legacies she leaves behind will carry on her legacy of generosity, honesty, and advocacy. Even though Jenna's untimely death has removed her from the television industry, it has guaranteed that she will live on in the memories of countless viewers. One thing is certain: Jenna Bush Hager will live on in the hearts of her followers long after this tragic news has passed. Even after she passes away, her impact on society and the people she touched will be felt for years to come.